guys, my name is Terry. Hey, thanks so much for checking out my channel, Home Again. Well, today I am in a cookie baking, candy making frenzy. And I think I'm gonna make a series out of it. So I better stop talking and get baking. So why don't you join me? The first cookie we're gonna make, I call a coffee cookie. Its actual name I think is Hermit's, but that's just a weird name. And it's got a cookie with a little bit of coffee in it, so it has a coffee flavor to it, and it's really good. So we're gonna start. You're gonna need 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Whoops. Gonna need a 1/4 cup of shortening, like Crisco or something like this. Vegetable shortening, 1/4 cup of margarine or butter. I'm using butter. A 1/4 cup of cold coffee, 1 egg, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and nutmeg, and that was baking soda, not baking powder, 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 cups of raisins, and 3/4 cups of chopped nuts. Anyways, I'll put the recipe up somewhere on the screen. So we're gonna get started, and we're gonna put our brown sugar in the bowl. We're gonna put our shortening in the bowl. Scrape it out real good. And get out of there. Our butter. Get this open here. Where are you? Our butter. And our coffee. Wipe my hands off here. Our 1 egg. And our baking soda. It'll be this one right here. And our salt. And our cinnamon and nutmeg. Where did it go? Here's my cinnamon and my nutmeg. This recipe kind of surprises me because usually you don't pour part of the dry ingredients in with your wet ingredients, but in this one you do. So we'll get it mixed up. Make sure that butter's blended in there good. And get everything off the side. And then it says stir in remaining ingredients. So we'll put the 1 3/4 cups of flour in. Our raisins. And the coffee we put in was cold coffee. I don't think you want to put hot coffee in. And we have a cup of, it says 3/4 cup of nuts, but I did a cup. And I showed this on my banana bread video. I just like to break up the nuts like this. That way they're not running all over the counter when I'm trying to chop them. It's just easy. They all stay in one place. Get them broke up good and dump them in. There you go. Toss them in. It says to stir this in. I'm gonna blend it though. It won't hurt anything. So I'm gonna use my mixer slowly. You probably could just use a spoon. go. Now we're gonna put these on the tray just warm like this. It doesn't say to refrigerate it, so I'm just gonna try this like this, but if they spread out too thin, then maybe we'll refrigerate the rest of the dough and bake them a little later to see if that'll keep them from spreading. But we'll see how this works. Isn't that good? So you've got coffee and raisins and nuts. It's a really good cookie. These used to be my mama's favorites. And you don't hear much about them, I don't. So I think you're gonna like them. Let's get them on the pan. So okay, we're just gonna spoon these. I have my old cookie sheets here. They look nasty. It doesn't matter. It just means they've been well used over the years. And parchment paper is my best friend, one of my best friends, because since I started using this, it just makes your life so much easier, I think. You know, you don't have to really clean the pan. If anything gets on it, you just rinse it off. It said teaspoons. I'm making these probably bigger than I should, but yeah, you know why. We're gonna put these in a 375 degree oven for about 8 minutes. And then when they come out, we're gonna get them off the cookie sheet immediately. You just cook them, bake them until you touch the tops of them lightly and you don't see any indents. Kind of like a cake when a cake firms up. So that's what we're shooting for here. Probably shouldn't have put so many on the first batch. I don't know if you're like me, I usually burn the first couple, or you know, I don't cook them quite way. I get the hang of it about the time I'm out of the dough, so I hope I don't ruin these. I don't make them very often. It's been so long. That's why I hesitated when I'm reading the directions, because it's been a long time since I've made these. I think that's all I'm gonna put on there. Maybe I'll flatten it a little so we don't have any thick doughy spots, just a little. That's a really big one. I'm gonna take a little off of that one. And of course, if you have a cookie scoop, you can use that. I just don't have one. Okay, so we're gonna stick these in the oven and we'll be back. Now these cookies have coffee in them. I'm not a big coffee lover. I really don't like it that much. I try to, but I love these cookies. I have ever since I was little, and I've baked them all these years. Now, if you have little ones eating them, I don't think it matters that they have coffee in them, but I have to use decaf coffee in the past if you want to make sure your kids aren't bouncing off the wall. But I really don't think a quarter cup of coffee is going to do that. But I have used like instant decaf coffee, made a cup of it and let it set and cool. But these are so good. Look at that. Yep, they're good. You can take my word for it. This was 11 minutes for a tablespoon size, and then off the tray right away onto a cooling rack. Perfect. Just a hint of a coffee flavor. Coffee cookie, that's what I call them. Technically, their real name is hermits, which is strange, but I think you're gonna like them. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you next time.